2 Samuel chapter 16. As David was just past the crest of the hill, Ziba, the servant of Mephibosheth, met him. He had a couple of saddled donkeys loaded with 200 loaves of bread, 100 clusters of raisins, 100 bunches of summer fruits, and a skin of wine. The king asked Ziba, "What are you doing with these?" Ziba replied, "The donkeys are for the king's household to ride on, the bread and summer fruit are for the young men to eat, and the wine is for those who become exhausted in the wilderness to drink." The king then asked, "Where is your master's grandson?" Ziba said to the king, "He is staying in Jerusalem, for he said, 'Today the house of Israel will restore the kingdom of my grandfather to me.'" The king said to Ziba, "Look, everything that belonged to Mephibosheth is now yours." Ziba replied, "I bow down and am grateful to find favor in your eyes, my lord the king." As King David approached Bahurim, a man from the family of the house of Saul came out. His name was Shimei son of Gera, and as he came out, he kept cursing. He threw stones at David and all the servants of King David, while all the people and all the mighty men were on David's right and left. Shimei was saying as he cursed, get out, you man of bloodshed, you worthless man! The Lord has paid you back for all the blood of the house of Saul, in whose place you have reigned. Now the Lord has given the kingdom into the hand of your son Absalom. Look, you are caught in your own evil, because you are a man of bloodshed." Then Abishai son of Zeruiah said to the king, "Why should this dead dog curse my lord the king? Let me go over and cut off his head." But the king replied, "Sons of Zeruiah, do we need his curses? Suppose he is saying this because the Lord told him, 'Curse David.' Who then can ask, 'Why have you done this?'" David then said to Abishai and all his servants, "My own son, my own flesh and blood, is trying to take my life. How much more, then, this Benjamite? Leave him alone, let him curse, for the Lord has told him to. Perhaps the Lord will see my affliction and repay me with good for the cursing I received today." So David and his men continued along the road while Shimei was going along the ridge of the hill opposite him, cursing as he went, throwing stones, and flinging dust. The king and all the people with him arrived at their destination exhausted. And there he refreshed himself. Meanwhile, Absalom and all the men of Israel entered Jerusalem, and Ahithophel was with him. When Hushai the Archite, David's friend, came to Absalom, Hushai said to him, "Long live the king! Long live the king!" But Absalom asked Hushai, "Is this your loyalty to your friend? Why didn't you go with your friend?" Hushai replied to Absalom, "No, the one chosen by the Lord and his people and all the men of Israel, that's where I'll be, and I will remain with him. Furthermore, whom should I serve if not his son? As I served your father, so I will serve you." Absalom said to Ahithophel, "Give us your advice. What should we do?" Ahithophel told Absalom, "Sleep with your father's concubines he left to keep the palace. Then all Israel will hear that you have made yourself obnoxious to your father, and the hands of everyone with you will be strengthened." So they pitched a tent for Absalom on the roof, and he slept with his father's concubines in the sight of all Israel. In those days, the advice Ahithophel gave was like a consultation with God himself. Both David and Absalom regarded his counsel as highly valuable.